On a 0 to 10, I want to do like a 9. No, it's totally perfect, yeah. I'll be right back. Let's go get food. Alright, I've asked you guys some questions here on Instagram, and I'm going to answer them here in this video. I may dig into the YouTube comments and answer a couple questions from there as well, but I may not need to because I've been replying to them, and we'll just see. I mean, maybe we'll get some interesting ones here. Let me see how to find them. When I've done this before on here, like, it doesn't always show you all the questions, so you kind of have to get to it quick. We got like a good, we're starting out good. All right, cool. Let's go get curry, and then we'll get into that. All right, so I'm not even gonna lie, my mouth is literally, it's literally watering like Homer right now. Woo, hot. Okay, so let's start at the bottom, work our way up. First question. Next time you're in Europe, I don't know. I'm going to say this only once right now. Follow the mailing list in the link below. Sign up. Whenever I announce any travel dates, I announce them there first. And pretty exclusively just there. On Instagram, I may announce when I have a last minute opening. Things like that. But for trips and stuff out of the state, out of the country, you're only going to see it in my mailing list. So, if you want to be the first to know, follow that below. And next time, I would say next year, after the cold is done. That's all I'll give you. That's all I know as of right now as well. Do you turn down people who bring you crazy realism tattoos? No, people don't really bring me crazy realism tattoos. Like, doesn't happen. What are your favorite things to tattoo? The stuff that I do. I don't know, I'm pretty fortunate. I get to tattoo a lot of stuff that I want to tattoo. The stuff I draw, the stuff I paint, the stuff you see me posting is the stuff I want to keep doing. And if you like something that you've seen and you want that, book an appointment, have an open mind. I have more of that. If you kind of like the skull you saw, I have a bunch of skulls you haven't seen. I only show you a little bit. I need to give you a reason to come in still. Denmark by any chance, or somewhere else in northern EU, love your work. Something, something, something. It cuts off. I'm not abbreviating. Instagram did that for me. Hope next year, I don't know. Name a few of your favorite designs to tattoo and favorite spots on the body to tattoo. I really love like the Tony Polito Skull Grim Reaper thing. Here's a couple that I've made. And here's the original Tony P design. I like a lot of wonky, funky, folky stuff, and I like doing large stuff. I really want to piece together bodysuits and lay out like, you know, a chest, you know, and stuff going around here in the stomach, and then lay out the arms in position like a big, large-scale torso piece, going to arms, going to legs. I've been studying up, looking at lots of old photos, and I have lots of ideas, and I just need to find people with lots of time, dedication, and that value it, and I suppose a lot of money and a lot of patience and a lot of good, big, high pain tolerance to handle it. Grimm, Dietzel, Corday, etc. of real traditional tat daddies art you like, love the most. I'm gonna say, what's my favorite out of all three, and which do I like the most? Out of Grimm, Dietzel, and Corday. That's really hard because they all do different stuff. For Dietzel, I really like his animals. I feel like Amund Dietzel did like these very they almost look like you'd see them in a museum. Like I feel like maybe a lot of his references were from like a museum, from some old lithograph of a you know, animal in the wild or something. I don't know, he had a very fine art looking style. And then Burt Grimm is like, he's a king. I just made this one yesterday. Here's the OG right here. I just love his stuff. Has so much soul. I love his weird filigree stuff. I like the things he does with the flowers. It's really loose, funky, and folky, and I really like to take his designs and overthink them and blow them up bigger and do my thing to them, and that's up there for me. And Ben Corday, like, I mean, again, much like Diesel, I think Ben Corday just had like a very fine art style, very beautiful women, and just designs that are way ahead of the time and still current with these times. And the thing I want to touch base on, I think, is that this like a traditional Western style tattooing, whatever you want to call it, Americana, or, you know what I mean, whatever, just traditional electric tattooing, I guess is the best way to put it. I think that these tattoo designs, they transcend time and style, and like, for example, you could be wearing some, you know, Yeezys and some weird clothing outfit from the future, and you could have a Burt Grimm tattoo on your arm and it looks totally fine. You know, you can't really roll up in like a horse and buggy and have a realism tattoo on your arm. You kind of look like an idiot. But I think that these tattoos and tattoo flash that I'm referencing from time long ago, they've never gone out of style. They're made to age well. I'm able to look at the past and look at the present, have my foot in each one, and be present and make something that I feel is classic, but is also very current and will last forever. And I don't know, it's just weird how these can work for anybody, any gender, any style of clothing, any ethnicity. It doesn't matter. These tattoos just look good on everyone's skin. They're just tattoos that are made to be tattooed, and it's very incredible. You know, I think every other style of tattooing kind of has like a type of subculture that goes along with the style. But I mean, I think anyone can rock a mom heart on their arm, or a skull and crossbones, or an eagle on their chest, and it'll look great. And you don't have to explain yourself. The tattoo speaks for itself. It's just a tattoo that looks like a tattoo. And that's the stuff I want to tattoo. Where's the best cheese toastie you've ever had? Avalon made me a Vegemite cheese toastie for breakfast when I stayed with her and Josh, and that was pretty damn good. And that was the first time having Vegemite, and that was the last time I had a cheese toastie. So I'm gonna say that that one, as of right now, takes the cake, or it takes the toastie. Next question: do you ever get burnt out sometimes? I wouldn't think tattooing so much, but videos, fuck yeah. I've been super burnt on videos. I've been really burnt on it. I made a lot of them, you know. I made a lot of videos, and it can't help but feel a bit redundant, and it can't help feel like I've kind of done it already. It's not as rewarding as it was when it begun, and I think that as my audience has kind of grown, I feel like the reward has kind of shrunk in a sense. And I hate to seem ungrateful, but I mean, I'm busier than ever, and I'm meeting cool people, and they're getting cool tattoos, and a large part of that is them finding me through my channel. So I am super stoked. I'm not gonna stop making videos, but I want to, as a fly, I want to kind of like change up the way I approach my videos. And so I think this is a rather good way to like segue into my new project. So I just spent a bunch of money and bought a bunch of podcasting equipment, and I intend on like kind of interviewing some friends and some colleagues and some people I look up to, and just talk to them about tattooing and how they got into tattooing, where, you know, what it means to them, whatever. The conversation's gonna go wherever it needs to go, and I'd like that to transition into something where I can interview my friends in bands and just bullshit and whatever. I mean, God knows I'm a talker, so if I could just put up a camera and get some good audio and talk for a while, I could put out much more content for you, much easier, and just put it up raw, one angle, boring, whatever. Mainly something that you listen to, sometimes you look over at, maybe you're driving, listen to it, come to the red light, look over at the phone, whatever. But that's what I want to kind of get into. Gonna still continue to make videos. But my wife kind of gave me this idea about a year ago, I would say, maybe a couple years ago. Every time I come back from doing a guest spot, I leave so inspired, and I always tell her, oh man, this shop was amazing, I was so inspired, or this person that owns this shop, or my new friend that works at this shop, and I meet someone new and hear their story, and it's so cool. And she's kind of urged me to say, like, oh, you see that fly? She's urged me, you should be filming those people when you go do these guest spots. Why not talk to them? Why not hear their story? Why not share that with more people? And I think that this like vlogging type content is kind of a young man's game, and it's kind of like, a lot of older tattooers I respect may not understand it or be aware of it or may not be comfy on camera. But I think something like podcasting can be something that's much more familiar and much easier, right? Just set the camera over there and we just sit down and hang out. And I kind of want to incorporate in my videos where maybe I go to a guest spot, I film the clips of me doing things, my friends tattooing, and then at the end of the video we're sitting down to start the podcast. The YouTube video ends, and then another video for the podcast. So it's kind of an introduction, like, I end my trip with an interview or conversation, whatever you want to call it, of just sitting down and hanging out with someone I met or someone that worked with me that weekend. And I could share that, and I think that'd be something really good. And I think it would take the attention off of me. I think that the vlog type thing is a very like selfish kind of thing, and I don't really know that I really want the attention that I've been getting, so I would like to kind of offload that attention onto someone else and give the credit due to where it is deserved. And I think that's something I want to get into. So I mean, as far as time, I might get asked that below. Give me a couple months. I want to kind of experiment and figure it out and get comfy in the space, stack a few episodes, and then put it out. I'll definitely announce more as develops. Most challenging tattoo that you've ever done? I would say palms. Palms are pretty tricky. They sweat, people move, they hurt. They're hard to do. You gotta know how to do them. Even when you think you're doing them right, they may not stick that long. It's a whole different world. And if you know, you know, and if you don't, I don't know, good luck finding it out. It took me a long time. I was very grateful to have a good friend who kind of put me on and told me the do's and the don'ts, and I kind of made my way from there, and I don't know. Yeah. That was Anthony that just texted me. Where's he been? He's around. He's probably going to tattoo with me tomorrow. So, that's what the text is about. How does your family feel about having as many tats as you do and doing it as a career? I don't think it's a very big deal. I think tattooing is kind of the most like successful thing I've done. I don't know, I've kind of done it for the majority of my adult life, but I think as a kid I was kind of a troublemaker and class clown and skateboarder and punk rocker, and I think a lot of my family is just grateful to see me doing good and having a job. So I don't think it's much of an issue. I don't think, I don't know, to be honest, I'm not very close to a lot of my family, but the family I am close with seem to be proud of what I'm doing, which is cool. I'm really, I guess, grateful to have that support. But there was a lot of times the support wasn't there. What's the best way to deal with low motivation, and what's your favorite type of art to make? Outs. Instagram cut it off again. Low motivation, get outside the house and do something. Surround yourself with people that are motivated. I find myself, today's my day off. I usually be spending it with my wife, and she's doing a class right now, like furthering education in like what she does, and I slept in with Randall and we kicked it, and I wasn't very motivated to do anything. I had nothing to do, so I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? So I showered and kind of hung out. Got really hungry. I wanted to eat. Didn't really want to make anything. Wanted curry, but too lazy to go. Wanted to edit footage, but I was like, oh, there's just so much to edit, and so long ago, and so irrelevant to me now. And there's so much new things I'm gonna tattoo tomorrow to film too. So the thing I did to get motivated is I went and got my favorite food and decided, what, I'm gonna sit down and bullshit, and I'll answer some questions with you guys and I'll make a video. And so you either gotta be your own motivator or surround yourself with people that motivate you. What do you think of chain tattoo studios? There's a couple in blah blah blah. Not sure if there's any in the not sure if there's any in the U.S. But what do you think of chain tattoo studios? There's a couple. Dot dot dot. Can't see the rest. It cut it off. I guess it depends who's running the chain, and I don't know. I don't like the idea of tattooing being like a industry or being something that is grown as a franchise. I like the idea of it being kind of tight knit. I like the idea of you knowing the people that you work with. I think it's a must that the owner of the shop is a tattooer to a tattoo studio. I don't know. It seems like when the business gets prioritized more than the tattooing is going to suffer, and I think I don't like it. But I think it's a studio to studio basis. I'm sure there's some great tattoo studio chain things. I don't know. Not really too aware. What is some advice for people getting their first tat? Go get it. I don't know. Figure it out, man. If you want to get a good tattoo, find somebody you think is good. Go get it. Can't afford it? Save up. Don't value it? Don't get it. If you don't know what you want, maybe it's not for you. I know when I wanted my first tattoo, I knew exactly what I wanted, and I was ready. And if you're not ready, that's all right. Tattoos aren't for everybody. Making your way to Boston anytime soon. Would love to get a stomach piece done by you. Ooh. I can't read the rest because it's cut off because you typed too much, and the question feature doesn't give you that much words to put in. No plans to go back to Boston anytime soon. I would, because it seems like I have October, November pretty figured out. December it starts to get cold, and I'm not sure if I want to hit Boston in December. But the key to getting me to you is hitting me up and asking for a big tattoo. You know, traveling costs money, and I mean, if I'm not sure, I haven't been to a place, and I don't know how much, like, how many people would want to get tattooed by me. I can't really afford to travel just to travel. I need to make money to travel. It needs to be worth being gone. It needs to pay for the trip, and it ultimately needs to be profitable. I don't make enough money just to go on vacations all the time. So the easiest way to get me to come to you is to bribe me with wanting a really big tattoo. It's worth me coming out to you, you know? So that's a start. Email me, figure it out. Doesn't hurt to ask. But if you want like a little tiny tattoo on your forearm and you're like, come to New Zealand, I'm like, eh. If you're like, hey, I want a back piece, come to New Zealand, we can start a conversation there. Are you ever coming over to Europe? Yes. I go every year. We'll be back again. Like I said with Boston, maybe next year. I want to wait till the cold's kind of done. I know the cold hasn't really begun, but I have stuff planned up till it does begin, so I'd rather just save that for after it's gone. I live in California, the sun's out, and I don't want to suffer too bad, you know? Have you ever been discriminated because of your tats? If so, what was the worst experience? I wouldn't say discriminated, but definitely like judged for sure, and everyone judges, and that's totally fine. You know, like, I don't know, just people being shitty, you know? To be honest, the biggest example I have of it is here on YouTube. In real life, when people don't have anything nice to say, they usually don't say anything at all. They're either too scared, or they're just not rude enough, or they just kind of keep their opinions to themselves. Here online, you could just kind of just be an asshole and feel great about it and hide really easily. But, you know, people in real life, not so much. I mean, people sometimes will ask rude questions that they aren't really aware are rude, like be ignorant to certain things. And I mean, I guess it's just the price you pay for looking a bit different. It is kind of like a bummer. You know, that's the reason why you won't see me wearing plugs very often in public a lot. I don't like the attention I get from wearing the plugs. When I don't wear the plugs, I get less attention. You know, I tend to like try to cover up when going through airports. I don't really want to be asked about my tattoos or talk to anyone about my tattoos. If I could just not have them when going through customs, that'd be great. But I mean, I don't know. I got tattooed really quick, and you know, not everyone's hip to it. And tattoos, no matter what they mean to you, or how you think they look on you, or how you portray the feeling that they are on you, everyone has different perceptions. So wearing them means nothing to anyone except what it means to them looking at you with them, I guess. You know what I mean? I may have, you know, like these positive tattoos, like stay young, you know, I'm gonna stay until I die, or California, someone else may look at it and think they're gang affiliated tattoos. When this song's about, like, you know, not working a job you don't want to work, not growing up, and not abusing drugs, you know, and this is for me from coming from California, or my neck says herbivore, which is a plant-eating animal. You know what I mean? People could look at me like I'm this ruthless person, but really I just like animals. I'm from California and I don't drink. Like, but the way you wear them and who sees them and how they portray that's what matters to them, and you're gonna have to deal with that opinion to you. And that's why I think it's so important to get tattooed on your torso where clothes can hide it. Maybe work to the arms slowly, you know. Get a visible tattoo when you know what it is like to be judged for having visible tattoos. Don't jump the gun and be cool and have a fucking hand tattoo and only look cool with a sweater on. It's not cool. And I don't know. I go off on these tangents, you know. Sorry. I hope that answered it. When did you get your earlobes tattooed? I got my earlobes tattooed when I was, I'd say 8 years ago. And my buddy Tino did them. I will put his Instagram right here. Super good, like beautiful black and gray and fine line lettering. One of the guys that taught me how to tattoo, and I'll be indebted to forever. Great guy. Love you, Tino. Would you ever retire? How does it feel to have your work on so many people across the ... Maybe this wasn't the best way to ask questions, huh? I don't think so. I think retiring really scares me. I think, you know, even today having a day off, I kind of get a little depressed. I'm like, I need to do something. And so even me getting lunch, I'm like, I'm going to find a way to make that work and answer some questions. I think I'll always be doing something, you know? And right now something is tattooing, and you know, I guess the YouTube videos or the podcasting or the Instagram, the social media, whatever, it's all just a way to stay relevant, to make more tattoos. And I will try to adapt with the times as much as possible, but still stay true to what I'm into as well. If I don't like doing something, I'm not going to do it. But I don't see myself retiring from tattooing, and if so, it's only because it's something that I literally cannot do. My body won't allow me to do it anymore. And after that, I'll find something else that makes me happy. A lot of things make me happy. If you had a chance to rewrite history, how would you compare it to where you are now? Get cut off. Long setup. Too long. But I wouldn't rewrite history. I can care less. I'm moving forward. Do you have any favorite pick? Something special, what you love to do the most? I think they're referring to tattooing. I don't know. If I posted it on my Instagram, then I must like it enough to share, and that's up there in the favorites. I'm pretty proud of most of the stuff I get to make. Alright, here on out, I'm going to skip some questions on any plans to come to Texas or, you know, things like that. We get it. Just below, sign up, sign your life away. Get my emails when you're ready. I just had my first trial day as a shop apprentice in Australia. How do I improve my flash painting? You paint more. Figure it out. How long till after your tattoo can you go into the ocean? Till it's healed. Ever tattooed genitalia, penis tats, or rad or bad? Yes. Story time? No. What are your top 3 favorite vegan dishes to make? I don't know. Depends on I go in phases. I get in phases where I cook a lot and I don't cook a lot and I eat out a lot, and I don't know. Maybe ask that again somewhere down the road and maybe I'll have a better answer. Right now, I don't know. I've been eating a lot. Favorite thing to order is yellow curry. I like avocado toast. And shout out to Monty's Burgers. I like the Impossible Burger there. I don't know. I like eating. I like cooking too. Right now, I'm kind of burnt on cooking, but I'm still stoked on eating. When are you tattooing in Chicago? Mailing list below. Growing up, did you ever think you'd have as many tattoos as you do now? I didn't think about it. It wasn't really on my brain. Tattoos were kind of They were cool, but they were a bit out of reach. And the tattoos I did like when I was young, I think I just liked anything that was tattooed. I thought I was kind of infatuated with it in a sense. But I think I would say when I first started seriously thinking about tattoos, probably like 15, 16, and I really liked shitty tattoos, like shitty like G.G. Allen's tattoos, just crappy like black like punk tattoos. I thought that shit was really cool. And I still kind of like shitty punk tattoos to this day. Why are you Edge? Advice on claiming and tips for dealing with the judgment. I just never really I never really had a desire to abuse drugs and alcohol, and when I found punk rock music and hardcore and bands like Minor Threat and Gorilla Biscuits and Youth of Today and Bold, and later bands like Champion and just, all these bands like this youth crew shit was just so fucking cool to me, and I think those songs really spoke to me, and I think that was the right stuff I needed to hear at that right time in my life, and I think beforehand, when I would get peer pressure to drink or smoke or whatever, the thing that helped was I would lie and say I used to drink or smoke, had an issue with it, and I kind of stopped and blah, blah, blah. And that would get people to leave me alone. But if I just said that I don't feel comfortable or I don't want to drink or I don't like it or I like the smell of that weed or whatever, people always really rude about it and couldn't just fuck off. So after a while, I was just like, what are you, straight edge? I'd be like, yeah, fuck you, And, for a while, I think that really meant a lot to me. I think not so much now as an adult. I think I don't really feel the pressure. And I also don't really surround myself with people that make me uncomfortable or pressure me to do anything I don't want to do. And if I don't want to go out and party with my friends, I don't go out and party with my friends. And I'm respectful, people are respectful, and if there's that mutual respect, it shouldn't be an issue. Maybe just change your surroundings if you have the ability to do so. And maybe you don't need straight edge to not do drugs. And maybe you do. Maybe that's what helps you, and whatever is clever, I don't know, but I don't know. Straight edge has never been a thing that I've had to try to be. It's not like a sobriety thing, it's not a temporary thing. It is something I identify with, and it doesn't take any effort to do so. Next question. Where do you have any do's and don'ts regarding tattoo placement outside of the usual upside down on the arm thing? That's so specific and depends on the tattoo, and sometimes it's good to break the rules, and I think those are things I explain very well in person for that particular tattoo. In large part, I would say big tattoos in big places, small tattoos in small spaces, weird tattoos in weird spaces, straight things on straight areas, don't put a straight dagger on a bendy spot. I don't know, things like that. There's a lot of little things to me that seem very obvious, and to those they don't, good luck. Hopefully it works out. Where do you draw inspiration from? Everywhere, constantly. Tattooing is always on my brain, so I think, I don't know, what I like to do a lot is I like to go antiquing, and I like to just look at old stuff and see old handmade stuff that I can translate into making old style handmade tattoos out of. I like looking at old Flash, but I like finding things that Flash was referenced from. I don't know. Inspiration's everywhere, Like if you're a skateboarder and you drive down the street and you see a curb, you look at it different than anyone else that sees a curb. If you're a tattooer and you talk about tattoos and look at tattoos, think about tattoos all the time, you're going to draw inspiration and see this succulent as a tattoo design. So it's always the wheels are always turning. Do you want to have kids? Absolutely not. Just non-human animal pets. Any plans to come back to the UK anytime soon? Next year. And I think that might be all the questions. I think that'll do it. Let me check. Let me refresh it really quick. Let's see, because once you get too many, I don't think it shows the new ones. Oh, we got some new ones. Okay, we got some new ones. All right, I'm gonna run through these kind of quick, hopefully. Any particular meaning or story behind your logo aside from the Playboy Bunny aspect? Yes. One day I was drawing a hand flipping off with legs, like an older tattoo design, and I thought, I'll do a flash sheet of different hands walking, making different gestures. I'll do like a peace sign one, I'll do like a thumbs up, I'll do like a hang loose. And when I was trying to draw that, I was drawing, it was weird, I don't know, I was trying to draw like a peace sign, and it looked like the Playboy bunny, and I was like, oh, I could maybe make a Playboy bunny peace sign, and then that's what it was. And I kind of Googled it and tried to look it up, and I didn't really find anything. I found like an old picture of like that idea, but approached differently. And I'm sure it's been done before, and I know it's been done now. I've definitely seen some like a sticker once that was like it, but that was rounded out on the top. It was like more of a hand, less of a Playboy bunny peace sign. The idea is not new. That's just, I guess, my interpretation and how I came up with it when I did and how I did it. And I thought the Playboy bunny logo is iconic, and I thought my little play on it was clever. I made some stickers of it, and then eventually I made it into my little, I guess, thumbnail for Instagram, and I decided to use it across every platform I could find. So, I don't know. I guess that's how I got that thing. Is there a band that you love that we might not know or heard much of before that we should listen to? Too many bands. Yeah, a lot of bands. Who are your top 3 current tattooers besides yourself? I'm not up there. Current tattooers, top 3. I've answered this question before. I'd say Ben Grillo. I would say Rich Hardy, and I would say Max Kuhn. I feel pretty good about that. I think that's, but you know, the more I think about it, the more that could turn into a top 30. This isn't MySpace, so we'll just leave that alone. Sticker bombing related. Do you still have any of your old dingo pieces that you slap? Fuck, that's a throwback. No, I don't. But there are some stickers out in the wild. If you're in Riverside, which I assume you are because you know about this, the elementary school Rosemary Kennedy on Arlington, there is a sign, handicap sign on the backhand side of it. There's a dingo sticker that I did, probably, let's see, like maybe 12 years ago. It's still there. It's sun-baked. You can barely read it. It's like a white sticker, and like the lettering is like in gray, but it's still there. There's some stuff still burning, hanging around places, but nah. Have you messed up on a tattoo or done one you immediately weren't proud of? For sure. Yeah, that's happened. Anyone that says that didn't happen, I don't know. They're not telling you the truth, and what they're saying is not happening. I would love to commission you one day to draw a flash of my character. I would say, like, if you have a character and you have your own art, just draw it yourself. My interpretation is not going to be the same. If you want to commission me, hit up my email, WayneFredricksonTattoo@gmail.com, and we can figure it out. But I mean, I don't know, if you want my art, just get my art. If you want your art, get your art. I don't know, just a suggestion. But I am for hire. If you had to choose to tattoo another style, what would you choose and why? I really like traditional Japanese. I like the idea of composing a bodysuit. I like the idea of it being very readable. I don't like a lot of current, like really wild off the wall Japanese tattooing, but you know, a lot of older stuff I've grown very fond of over time. But I just don't know enough about it and the mythology, and I just I have a lot more reading to do and a lot more time to take in consideration. It's not something I see myself doing anytime soon, or maybe at all, but it's something I am a fan of. I like doing dot work, geometric style stuff, heavy black work stuff. I like doing lettering. I like black and gray stuff. I like anything that has an outline, that has some structure that can last. Tattoos that look like tattoos are ones that I want to make. What is the best way to lay out an American traditional tattoo sleeve? Big tattoos first, medium ones second, small ones last, weird ones after that, filler at the end. Start at the bottom, work your way down. A sleeve works down, doesn't work up. That's like a sweatband or an arm warmer. You know, if you want a proper sleeve, start out up here, work your way down. A half sleeve is not elbow to wrist. Sorry if I offend you. I didn't want to come off rude. You asked a question, answered it. Now everyone knows. opinions on religious tattoos if you aren't religious, and just like imagery of Christ heads. I'm not religious at all, and I just painted like an old Ralph Johnstone flash sheet with like a Guadalupe and like, you know, Jesus on the cross, and I think it's fucking cool. I think there's amazing religious art. I think people are very passionate about religion, and, you know, passion makes great art. I'm a fan of it, and I mean, it can mean all kinds of things to you, you know. The Guadalupe can also be a symbol for Mexico, you know. I think sometimes you can see this religious art over the years, and maybe you're not religious, but maybe it still means something to you. Maybe it's not the same thing to someone else. It means, I don't know. Get tattoos you like for you. I don't know. Yeah, figure it out. Okay, I think this is the last one. Ooh, my boy Cam. Otis Driftwood on Instagram. He's the one that got the big, like lady with demon thing out in Australia. What has been your favorite place to travel to, and where do you hope to go next? Australia, my man. People in Australia were just so nice to me, and the bad weather coming out of their winter was awesome for me to experience. I liked it a lot. I liked the rain, I liked the thunder. It was nice and cool outside. There was beautiful sunsets. All the animals are weird and foreign to me, and I love all the dialects and accents, and I love the diversity. City was cool. People were cool. I loved it. I also really miss the UK, and a lot of you are asking about the UK. I plan on doing like a UK tour next year. I want to not only visit like Leicester and visit my friend George again, but I want to try and hit like all the major cities, and maybe even do like Scotland and Ireland, maybe. I need to figure that out, but it's something I really want to do. You know, I don't like being gone too long, but I don't like being home too much, so I gotta find that balance. When I do the trip, it's gonna be quick. I intend to probably do like maybe a day at a shop, and then a day on the train hanging out, whatever, exploring a little bit, and then a day tattooing again. So I might bang it out in a 2-week period, what I'm thinking of. So maybe like a day, every other day be tattooing in a different city, and be like a 2-week thing. So spots will be limited. When I do figure it out and plan it out, and even when I'm thinking about planning out, I need ideas and suggestions. It'll all be in my mailing list, and I would prefer to do like larger scale tattoos, and that's just in general. I really want to do more big stuff. I want to do more chest, stomachs. I want to lay out sleeves. I have a lot of ideas. I just need people that want those ideas. And I understand that I'm traveling, I'm tattooing a lot of collectors, and people want to collect just a little thing, and that's cool. I'm into it. But it's just far less stressful making a friend and tattooing one big tattoo on someone a day than tattooing 4 people a day. So, yeah. And as for that, actually, I still have room for my November travel dates, which I had said, I think, in a video, the last video, that I would put the dates below the next video if it wasn't fully booked. So I think I'm going to put the dates down here in the description below. So even more reason to look below. So if you're not signed up for the mailing list, you still see the dates. They are super limited. I think I only have like a day left. Yeah, it's down below. Anyways, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't know when that'll be, but hang in there, because I'm not going nowhere. I'm just busy doing things in other places, you know? Bye.